Good evening, guys, and welcome to another video with Invictus Trader. My name is Robert Sutu. I'm the content creator of this video. Today's July 8th, 2023, and I'm going to be doing a top-down analysis of the week to come and the things that we kind of experienced this past week. Real quick, before we get started, futures trading is very risky. Do not risk funds that you cannot afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so just be mindful of that as we move forward. With that said, I'd like to go ahead and start with the 6-month chart. This past week we had a lot of action. We tried to break out, unfortunately just weren't able to continue with the momentum higher, and we pulled back. Friday was a very challenging day if you were still going long and got liquidated out of that position. But overall, it's been a pretty good week. As we take a look at the 6-month volume profile over here, we can see that at this time 44.98 continues to be the period high. 42.77.75 is the value area high. 41.83.25 point of control, and then 39.86.25 value area low. Right now, price is still above value on the 6-month chart, and we're kind of bringing in volume above value area high. As you can see, guys, volume keeps bringing up here, and the next target that we'll be looking for, as this potentially may break out again, is going to be 45.43. 45.89 and 46.21 area. So we'll see how price behaves as buyers potentially may move in next week or in the next couple of weeks. As we take a look at the monthly volume profile, we can see the point of control at 44.85 is still kind of lingering up there. Value area high and period high at 44.94, still pushing up against price. And we have value area low at 44.44. So again, this area right there kind of shows me that there's still bullish momentum. Although we're early into this month, the point of control still is lingering up above the high. Kind of represents to me that, hey, we still have an opportunity to push higher. Previous months, value area high and period high hugging each other as well. And we just seem to kind of be building volume in this area right here and bringing in more volume. So we'll see how this week develops, but right now we could anticipate volume continuing to move in this particular area above 44.44. Although price is below that right now, I'll be looking for that particular area to continue to build in volume. As we take a look at the weekly volume profile, we can see that price closed below value area low. Moving forward next week is going to be kind of challenging. Sellers have the opportunity to take control, so we have to be vigilant about that. Right now, I'm going to be taking a look at seeing how sellers behave moving into next week. If they continue to push price lower, I'll be looking again 44.20 and 44.15 area. That was previous resistance that turned into support, and so far sellers have not been able to break below that area. Buyers have respected the area. Buyers have moved in considerably off that area. So again, that's going to be a key area of interest. If 44.20, 44.15, and 44.05 breaks, then we can anticipate 39.81 as a possible next target. 39.81 breaks, 33.67, and so on. But right now, we have to take it one step at a time. 44.20 is going to be a key area of interest. I will be still paying attention above 44.44 into that low volume area. I want to see sellers get rejected, and I want to see particular buyers just kind of bring in volume in this area with the anticipation of breaking up for higher prices. Again, 44.98, 44.94, I believe those areas are going to be taken out. Once we push up again, if we do push up, I believe that area is going to be dealt with pretty fairly quickly. All right, guys, on a weekly candlestick chart, we have an inside candle. So the previous week's candle ended inside. We didn't really pull back much. This particular area kind of stopped at the 50% of the previous candle's position, previous week's position. But again, this current week's candle has turned into an inside candle. It kind of ended at the top end of this particular trend, as you could say. So for right now, the bulls are still in solid control. The candles are getting a little smaller in regards to the body size. We don't have that significant push, so we kind of see the momentum slowing down. But yet again, we have to respect the trend. We have to respect the buyers. And the way they closed it out this week was not really the bearish outlook that I want to see. It wasn't the reversal candle I was looking for. So right now with that inside candle, we can anticipate the trend to continue forward moving into next week. As we take a look at the daily candlestick chart, I want to point out a key area that I'm kind of paying attention to if sellers do take control. Previous month VWAP at 43.86 is going to be a key area that I'll be paying attention to. Right now, we have a shooting star below this month's VWAP, and sellers on this particular chart are taking control. But again, we have to see what they continue with moving forward next week. The pivot at 4402 could provide a lot of resistance for that. That could be the magnet on price. So it's a little uncertain right now as to where sellers are going to take it or if they're going to continue with the trend. But we're going to take it one level at a time. If 4420, 4415, and 4405 gets broken and then 4400, then we can anticipate 4386 being the target. But again, that's a long ways away. We'll see what the sellers are cooking into next week. We could possibly see complete seller rejection and buyers taking hold of this, pushing price right above VWAP on this particular monthly candle. So right now the month is starting out a little rough for the buyers. Sellers are taking control, pushing price below VWAP. But again, we have to see what Monday and the rest of the week holds. As we take a look at the 8-hour chart, I want to kind of highlight that we had sellers move in off that particular high at 44.89 area. So we had almost kind of forming a cup and handle right now. If you guys can see, we have a cup and a possible handle forming. So we'll see what happens with that particular formation. But right now, sellers buyers were not able to take it higher. They got rejected. Buyers again weren't able to take it higher. They got rejected multiple times. That area kind of weakened around 44.90, and again, it seems like right now we just have a strong liquidation into the 50 EMA. So sellers right now formed a pretty strong tail wick as of Friday. That whole entire candle on 8-hour got rejected, but again, the 50 EMA held. The sellers weren't able to take it below that area and kind of close with a candle below the 50 EMA. So right now, moving into next week, I'll be looking and paying attention to the 50 EMA. I'll be seeing how this particular candle responds to the buyers and sellers. And we'll see if we could get a rebound right back up for higher prices. If buyers do move in and they take out the 21 EMA, I'll be looking for very strong rejections from the sellers. Sellers will get themselves trapped, and we could possibly see pretty much a strong short squeeze pushing price up above 44.90 and 4,500. But again, the 50 EMA on the 8-hour chart is going to be a key area to pay attention to. If that area breaks, next area of interest is possibly going to be the 200 EMA if sellers are able to take hold. Again, that's a big if. I don't put much faith into the sellers right now. I haven't seen a solid rejection candle, but again, anything's possible. But moving forward, 4420, 4415, 4405, 4400, and 3386 are key areas that I'm paying attention to. All right, so we take a look at the 4-hour chart. It kind of mimics what we saw in the 8-hour, just in a little bit of greater detail. As we can see, the sellers have got rejected again off the 138.2 to 150% extension on Fibonacci area, the sell zone area. This particular area kind of indicates to me that sellers are fighting, but they're kind of losing control. And why do I say that? If you look on this particular area, the first time we hit this particular section, the sell zone area, sellers took charge and moved prices lower and took an aggressive approach by forming that solid shooting star. This particular time now, they tried again, but again, sellers were not as strong in keeping price below that sell zone area. In fact, we spent about 14 4-hour candles in this area. So that tells me that time was on the buyer's behalf. They were able to get some price acceptance up here. Sellers finally were able to kind of knock prices down, and we seem that as we weren't able to continue to push higher above 4,500 area, this just seems like a strong liquidation break right now, looking for more buyers and shaking out some of the weekends. As you can see, evident by these candles, sellers weren't able to take hold of that. Again, sellers seems to be trying one more time. So right now, if sellers are not able to continue with this momentum moving into next week, we could definitely see the buyers taking hold of this and pushing price above 4,500. Another chart pattern that I see evident on this again is that cup and handle forming. So as you can see, we have the possibility of that cup and handle. So we'll see what happens next week, but right now it's going to be a pivotal area for the sellers and the buyers as well. But based on this chart alone and the time that we spent in the sell zone area for the second time, kind of indicates to me that buyers were able to kind of take a bigger chunk out of this price action and are holding it for now with strong momentum. But sellers, they kind of shake everything up Friday. As I take a look at the 2-hour chart with the volume profile in the background, we can see that right now price is below value area low on a weekly at 4444. Value area high is pushing up against period high, so that's a magnet on price, and we have point of control at 4485. It's kind of that area that I showed you guys from on a 4-hour chart. We accepted price in that area. Value area high was up there, and the point of control stayed stationary in that particular zone. So moving forward, if sellers are not able to push price back into value, I'll be looking for 44.20, that previous point of control, to act as support and possible resistance. If 44.20 breaks, then I'll be looking for this area to turn into resistance and possibly give the sellers an upper hand. If sellers do take control, we have this previous volume node right here, this high volume node that sellers could take price to, 43.8125. If sellers break that area, the next level 43.6850. But for right now, as long as price stays in this weekly balance area, even below value area, I'm anticipating for buyers to move higher. So far, 44.20, 44.05, and has been a strong area of support for the buyers. Buyers have moved in aggressively several times of this area, forming some very strong candle wicks in this general area. So again, moving forward, I'll be looking for buyers to respect this area, the buyers to continue to move. As you can see, we tried last week one more time, and buyers aggressively hit that and push price higher. But right now, we got relatively weekly lows over here, so we may be able to see what sellers take hold and see if sellers move this lower. All right, with those relatively weekly lows that we saw on Friday right here, we could definitely have a liquidity hunt trapping some particular sellers, and buyers may be looking for that. Next area of interest is going to be 44.01, and we could probably see it going that the prior week open at 43.90. Prior week low at 43.68 could also be a possible area of interest. But for now, I have to respect the buyers. Buyers, if they're able to take it below 44.20, an area that's been hit several times, then I could definitely see them taking it at 44.01 and possibly 43.90. But again, as you can see, this upper area has been left weak, and all it seems to me that is just a liquidation looking for buyers right now and shaking out weak hands. But again, it's a pivotal week. We'll see if the week ahead holds for us, and we definitely have to take it one level and one stage at a time. All right, guys, in closing, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. Next week is definitely going to be a challenging week as we near what I perceive to be the end of this trend. A lot of weird action has been going on, a lot of weird volume hitting the DOM. So for now, I believe as we inch higher and we keep going above 4,500, we're going to be reaching an area where we're going to be walking on glass. There's definitely been a lot of weird action. So with that said, I'm going to limit my risk. I'm going to take the opportunity to go ahead and scale back on the contracts I enter a trade with. Usually I try not to risk any more than 1% per trade. So for now, I'm going to scale it back to 0.5% per trade as we near the end of this possible trend reversal. Moving forward, we do have FOMC towards the end of the month. So that may be the news catalyst or news event that could propel prices higher and then possibly create a reversal candle. But with that said, again, thank you guys for your time. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this valuable, if you find this helpful, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and if you don't mind, go ahead and join the free Discord. Thank you guys for your time, and you guys have a good night.